Alpha Hunters, what is going on? Hope everybody is having a uh, Windmill Wednesday. Yeah, Windmill Wednesday. Whatever. I mean, it makes sense, right? Or it does not. I don't know. Very nice gap down on the market that we saw this morning. Nice little sideways action, kind of right out the gate for about 25, 30 minutes or so. And then, Corey, what's going on, brother? And then it just started running. Just started running. It really hasn't stopped. It's had a couple pause spots, like here in early lunch period, I guess. Kind of pause spot. Nice little drop about 30 minutes ago. Quick little 5 minute drop. Other than that, it's been steadily just trending higher all day, getting back to positive over the past 45 minutes. Yeah, nice, nice. We'll take a look at what's moving. We're definitely gonna look at sector rotation because there's definitely things moving today. Um, and I don't really see. Um, I mean, big tech might be leading a lot of it. Big tech might be leading a lot of it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. So, anyways, the SPY looking pretty good. Here's a 15-minute chart. So yesterday morning we had a gap up, traded down, and basically just kind of just traded sideways, kind of flattened the rest of the day after that first hour or so. Today though, gap down and basically just been trading higher the whole day. And that's about all we need to know. We definitely need to see what's going on. What's this beige book coming out soon? Yeah, beige book. So the beige book, it's one of those Fed things. I don't care for it. Um, I honestly I don't. I know it exists. I know like traders like pay attention to it, and if traders are paying attention to that, they're like kind of desperate for like any kind of additional news. But let's just Fed beige book. There we go. So Fed Beige Book, commonly known as the Beige Book. This report is published 8 times per year, so basically in alignment with how often the Federal Reserve (FOMC) meetings are. Each Federal Reserve bank gathers anecdotal information on current economic conditions in its district through reports from bank and branch directors and interviews with key business contacts, economists, market experts, and other sources. The Beige Book summarizes this information by district and sector. An overall summary of the 12 district reports is prepared by a designated Federal Reserve Bank on a rotating basis. Okay. So basically it's a snapshot of of the market of the economic environment in the US is basically what it says. Economic snapshot happens 8 times a year, basically in FOMC kind of cadence. I don't know if it lines up like on FOMC dates. Last updated was March 8th, which I believe the last time FOMC was, I think, mid March, right? I think it was mid March. So, and then we had, so it seems like Beige Book is about 2 weeks before, maybe a week before FOMC. So I think we have yeah, we get FOMC here in 2 weeks. Correct? Yeah, May 3rd. So that's the next time we get FOMC. So then, yeah, about 2 weeks before, it seems like, or so, we get the Beige Book. Yeah. I wonder if that book right now. Good call. Good call. Let's take a look. Um. So okay, it's not on this list. Let me. I'm gonna pull up my broker on the side and just look in there, see if it popped, see if it was in here. Beige Book. 1 p.m. So yeah, it just came out. Yeah, it just came out. You're right. Yep. 1 p.m. my time, so 2 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. Um, so yeah, there you go. Probably. I mean, you're. I mean, unless you want to go read it right now, you're probably not gonna um, hear too much about it, right? There's no press conferences. It's just like data that's just put out by the Fed. I do know that. I mean, it's just information that's put out by the Fed. It takes them kind of a little while to go through it, right? Because they gotta. I mean, they're gonna have to read about the 12 districts and all the different sectors, all the little all the little tidbits, man, all the little things that are in that sucker. So, like initial market reactions like that, like they don't freaking you don't freaking know, you don't know, they don't know a damn thing. This is just people that set you know orders for that 1 minute. Damn, this has to be a good short end of day on spot. Dude, we've been. I'm actually. I was thinking about starting to buy and layer into put options. I was thinking about doing that today. I was kind of like kicking myself for not doing it yesterday, but I was kind of now I'm looking at it and thinking, okay, I'm kind of glad I didn't. I could definitely see us though push higher over the next week. I could see us pushing a little bit higher, maybe up into 416 or so. But we break this downtrend line first. So we just kind of go sideways and then push a little bit higher and then start to fall off next week. So just push sideways, middle part of the week, maybe pump higher next week, and then the end of next week, maybe we start pulling back down a little bit. I don't know. I can see something like that happening. Excuse me. Yeah. All right. As far as different stocks, let's go run through some things. And I'll come back to looking at potential spy puts here in a little bit. I don't need to do it right now. I'll probably do that here in about 15 minutes or so. Netflix let volatility kind of come down. Netflix earnings miss. They missed on subscribers. They missed on subscribers. That's about all you need to know. That's a big deal. No, that's not all you need to know. They they got some issues. They still have issues, honestly. They pushed back their password crack trying to like lock down their password sharing plans. So they kind of pushed back on that a little bit, or they pushed it out a little bit. Subscriber growth at Netflix miss estimates by 500,000 users. That's a big deal. And I wonder how much of that is like they started the password lockdown. Um, this says Netflix is cracking down on password sharing, but they haven't really. They kind of mentioned, I think, in the earnings that they kind of delayed it a little bit. Maybe they are starting to do it, but I think they had delayed it from when they had originally. First reported from results Tuesday. Netflix noted it has already rolled out what it emphatically calls pad sharing in 4 markets. Okay, so maybe they're coming up with different plans. I don't know. But yeah, it was kind of like they had delayed some of that. So not the best news, but what was really interesting here, if you want to take a look at Netflix after hours yesterday. When the market closed yesterday, they dropped all the way down to like 292. Crazy. Like, I have no idea. No idea. Like, the earnings numbers weren't even out yet, so I don't even know what that's about. But they kind of rolled down early morning before the market opened today, and then kind of just been a little lackluster during the day today. But yeah, I was like 292. My goodness, I was like, there's no way the data's out like a minute after the market. But 292 is all the way down here, basically where the options are sitting for those puts. So I've been like, I mean, bring me the money. I'll just take that right off the table immediately. AAPL, nice strong morning, pushing higher. It's been a little weak here the past hour and a half. Hasn't been the strongest of stocks out there. Q's was strong early. So, IWM, very choppy morning, but it's been running pretty strong. uh, D, oops, DIA, the Dow Jones. This is a bit more choppy. RSP kind of looks like the SPY, a little bit more choppy here in the beginning part of the day though. One of the things that's very interesting is how much the VIX has fallen off. We gapped down pretty good today. Nice little gap down. And the VIX is just falling off. So this is very interesting. The VIX is going lower, and so is the SPY, right? The SPY is now making lower highs on the daily. Be curious to see, if we continue higher tomorrow or if we roll down today, and then what kind of happens tomorrow. Ali, you said, what do you think? Will Tesla beat or miss? Honestly, I don't typically play the earnings game. I really don't, just because it's just, to me, it's a coin flip a lot of times. But just technically looking at this, I like the bearish play. Every now and then I'll play some earnings, and it's usually with verticals. I might look at it. I might look at a vertical play here on Tesla. Yeah, I might look at one. It'll be pretty low risk. But yeah, I'll look at that actually. I'll look at that. But yeah, the VIX though, I mean, just getting crushed off. The dollar hanging out, try to push earlier on, coming back down. 10-year yields pushing back higher. Inversion yield looks like it's kind of starting to break down a little bit. Okay. GLD gold. Dollar's up, gold's down a little bit. It did get bought up though intraday. High yield corporate bonds down. Nice little hangout candle today on a gap down. But investment grade corporate bonds, they've been getting hit. So they've been getting hit. HYG been getting hit a little bit. I mean, they had a pretty good run last week or previous 2 weeks, but the past 2 weeks, LQD, the bond side here, this is the safe side. This is the safe side of bonds. The investment grade stuff, and they're getting sold off. They've been selling off pretty good ever since that initial pop at the beginning of April, and you're seeing the stock market just push higher. So bond guys might be telling you something like that. I don't think equities are ready to just absolutely get crushed yet. I don't think they're ready to go like just absolutely into the toilet. I think this one's gonna take some time. Let's take a look at TSLA though. TSLA. What does the intraday picture look like? I can see this thing pushing a little bit higher as it goes into close. All right. I'm gonna bring over the broker. So we got some pretty important levels. Obviously, we got one just below today's low. Here, what was this low? 176.11 back on April 10th. We got the 100 moving average. When it's typically flat like that, it's not as strong as like an uptrend or a downtrend. So when it's flat like that, to me, it's usually just, it doesn't matter as much. But 172 is about where that's at. And then down here, this low back from March 13th, around 165 or so. Okay. TSLA. 165 or so. So that'll probably be where I'm looking to probably play this down to, is 165. So let me see. Mostly because if this thing drops, I mean, it's going to drop, right? And if you can, how easy is for Tesla to drop 10% on an earnings? I mean, it's pretty freaking easy for Tesla to do that. So, anyways, So that's about a 10% move back down to this low. I could actually go a little bit higher, play it a little bit safer. As far as the reward to risk, let's say play it to the orange line, which is about 171. So let's say 172.50 by 170. That's still really good. Actually, I kind of like that. I kind of like that a lot. I'm speechless. What the market is doing at the moment? Everyone minus is being bought. um, yeah. I mean, people are buying the dip. Like we've been in a pretty strong uptrend for the past like about a month now. On just the general market, right? Just on the general market, ever since like March 13th, and we're a little bit over a month like into that from when we bottomed there and just been in a. So it's just like it's gotten into the lower end of this channel. People are buying it up. It's worked many times before. Even last week it was working. So, but now we're starting to like kind of get a little bit extended into this channel, and we're getting kind of pounding on the lower ends of the bottom end of this channel. So, yeah, it. Shoot, I don't know. In the German community, everyone is very, very bullish. We can look at Europe. Is that where you're located, Ali? Is it out in Germany? If you are, man, that's cool. Welcome. Um, if I look at the IUV, this is the European ETF. I mean, it's why wouldn't you be? Europe is more bullish than the US stocks. Europe is more bullish. Oh, and Corey thinks even Tesla drops. Good. As far as I think the big tech will miss, Ali, I like it. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a huge miss. I'm just gonna say it's not gonna be sunshines and rainbows like everybody is making it out to be, and that's the difference. Everybody's thinking like big tech's like, oh man, they're gonna be the best thing ever, and it's like we're seeing some disruptive areas like Google starting to get disrupted. I don't really follow too much of the European stocks, so which one of these is one of these ETFs follows Germany pretty good. I mean, they've had a pretty good run. Let's look at this. From this high that it had back in 2021 of June, let's say it has retraced almost 62%. Almost, man, that 62% retracement is going to be a tough one. That's a tough one. It really is. It definitely made it past 50%. So it's probably sitting around 58% or so retracement. But yeah, that's 62% retracement. That is such a key retracement level. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say there's not a reason to be bullish, but dude, with rates as high as they are, I saw I think UK. How are they doing today? I think I saw UK actually had really high inflation. Again, they had really high inflation came out. I think it was yesterday or this morning. So not exactly like an all clear for rates to come down. So, anyways, I don't know. It's a tough market for sure. Excuse me. Let me get back over to Tesla. TSLA. So if I set this up at 172.50 by 170, it'll put me just below this 10 move. The 100 moving average. I mean, if we gap below that, I mean, this thing's gone. I won't have to worry about it for Friday. So I think this will be okay, honestly. The cool thing is it's a really low risk. I mean, we're not to win to get 250 back. I mean, risking 62 cents. So that's nothing. That's a pretty good reward to risk there. I like it. The German DAX 40 needs 2% to all time high. Really? 2% to all time. Okay. Wow. I don't know that ETF that I'm watching that I look at or that has the German market. So I don't know if that's like the DAC or if it takes into account like all German stocks. I don't know. I have no idea. I just needed a broad based general ETF to kind of help track different regions across the world, and Rosebud helped me set that up. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and change this. Um, one more. You know what? That's good. So I'm gonna see if I can get this for 64 cents. I probably would be able to. I'm not too worried if it does push a little bit higher. It's fine. It's not gonna be like the end of things. Cause it's more of an earnings play. So I'm gonna adjust this to 170. Boom. There we go. And I will put that in the trading journal a little bit later. The other thing I'm going to start to look at is probably October options. Start accumulating in a bearish position out that far. DE40. Germany 40. Wow. Yeah, wow. What the heck? So I do know that they have kind of about 2% from all time highs. Jeez. That they did kind of, I mean, they wound up getting past the whole energy issue, right? From, the war in Ukraine, Russia invading Ukraine, and then like a huge energy crunch that happened over there for a lot of Europe, but I mean, definitely Germany. That lot more industrial part of Europe, in Germany. So, big deal, that they were kind of able to get through the short term energy issues. And I don't focus too much on European economics, but I mean, the other thing is, I think a lot of people are looking for opportunities outside of U.S. I mean, and that it might be, I mean, Germany might be a great opportunity. I don't know. Oh, geez, that doesn't even go back that far. But I mean, that's a strong freaking move, right? That is two and a quarter from all time highs. Give me this. I mean, yeah, it's way up there. See, and when it ran from the bottom, it came right to 62%. It pushed through it, and it came back and it bounced off that level. Still running. Jeez, that's crazy. There's not much of a reason not to be bullish, honestly. But I could understand also try and find alternatives to not be exposed to downside risk, especially with like the IMF coming out over the past week and saying things along the line like they see the lowest world growth since like the early 90s. Um, so yeah, that's, I mean, and that kind of tells you something, right? Like the world economy is set to like have its slowest growth period, or they're projecting to have its slowest growth period here over the next year or two, and there's not much. I mean, I mean, what economy isn't going to get hit by that? So, okay, I do like the idea of the market eventually here over the next 2 to 3 months, probably coming back down to 380 or so. Maybe by June, July. Yeah, or at least the SPY. So if I'm gonna look to play it from like 415, which is kind of where it's currently at, down to 380, split the difference. You can basically call it 400. You can call it like 397, 398, 400, something like that. I think I'll probably go with the 400s because it's a round number and it'll probably have a lot of liquidity. And also, I'm going out to like I am going out to I'm gonna look to go out to October. All right, so I'm looking at all the different expirations here. I'm looking at October, and October has strikes every 5 points. So yeah, I'm gonna look right here, 400s, split the difference. It's the best. The best reward to risk is right there. If you split the difference between your price target and what the market's currently trading at, halfway is basically the best area to be buying options. So I dig that. I'm not gonna go all in on this. I'm going to kind of layer this in probably over the next 2 weeks or so. We'll probably see what it looks like, how it starts to develop. But I dig that right there. So let me see here. I'm going to, yeah, you know what, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. All right, so that one done, and I'll look to add more, maybe later this week or early next week. We'll see. We'll see how the market looks if it just kind of slowly pushes higher. We've got gonna have a very easy stop loss, right? Basically, if we breach above this high from February 2nd, and we hold a couple days, and we come back down and retest into it, that'll probably be the get out point. That'll probably be like my stop loss. I'll close out. I'm not gonna get out on if we break higher. I'll close out if we come back down, retest, and then we start to push back higher. That'll be the get out spot. So basically, if we do something like this, we just push higher, we break higher, and then we come back down, retest into it, and it looks like we're gonna start to bounce up off of it. Like that would be the get out. So, let me know if there's anything you want to look at. Let's go check out sector rotation and see what is lifting the market today. Regional banks. I mean, my goodness. FRC here. I can just see FRC just there you go. You're starting to get the short squeeze come through on. I would imagine probably a lot of these regional banks are going to start to get short squeezed. A lot of people probably got in to short these guys over the past several weeks, and they there we go. Yeah, not gonna be looking very kind on anybody that was trying to short down here. So I would expect probably regional banks are going to be looking to get short squeezed. Yeah, and you see a lot of green here in the lower and some of these smaller financial stocks. So that's probably a lot of regional banks starting to get squeezed out. Take a look here at TFC, and they got earnings tomorrow. TFC tomorrow morning. So yeah, they're getting squeezed. They're up 4%. Yeah, okay. Probably just going to continue to happen. Okay. Let me add this in actually. Let me add this. There we go. Okay, boom, done. All right. Let's do sector rotation. I am very curious to see what is absolutely crushing it today. So, without the gap down, what's been leading during the trading day is discretionaries and real estate. Discretionaries and real estate been leading pretty good. Staples at the bottom end, as well as industrials, energies, and healthcare, kind of at the lower end. We got a nice scattering though. Nice scattering. We don't have a lot of bunches except for right here, kind of performing with the market. Tech, communications, and utilities. And then we got financial materials also kind of in the middle of the pack. So, okay. If you take into account the gap from yesterday's close, roughly real estate, utilities are up at the top. So utilities, so a lot of the performance from utilities definitely came with the gap today. Gap and early run. They haven't really done much outside of that first hour today. Been kind of down from that first hour. So a lot of things seem like moving into risk on type situations. Tech, it looks like here over the past couple hours, hasn't really been performing, or at least the past hour and a half, hasn't really been performing all that well. Energies at the lower end, communications, also down there, materials, tech, staples, industrials kind of in line with the market today. Healthcare, discretionaries, XLY, financials, kind of up at the top end of the day. Utilities and real estate. Okay. It's not a bad day. Yeah, I mean, real estate's getting bought up. I mean, it got pummeled last week. Yeah, but it came out Monday. Yeah, it's starting to really perform. Financials, the XLF. So how's the KRE? So the KRE, the regional bank, yeah, I mean, you see the regional banks are killing it today. KBE. Just the bank ETF's not doing as well. What's the XLF look like? And the XLF's been doing a little bit better. Energies are down, so okay. Utilities. Yeah, utilities ran strong to start the day. And they actually gapped up a little bit. Healthcare was getting beat down the first 15, then just bounced out of nowhere. That was a strong bounce. Staples, pretty much flat. Discretionary, got bought up today. Probably a lot of that's Tesla. Communications got bought up a little bit today, not as aggressive. Tech's been kind of lackluster here over the past hour and a half. All right. I don't know. It's kind of a mixture of what's kind of going on today. Kind of a mix. Tesla? But Tesla, yeah, I mean, Tesla was running. Okay. Amazon? Oh, wow. Look at that. Moving on Amazon. There you go. 2.5% higher. Gap down and just got bought straight up. Nice. All right. That's what's helping the XLY today. Amazon. Amazon's helping a lot. Okay. Where is energies? They're all red. Crude oil starting to drop. I wonder if it's going to come fill this gap. It makes sense that it would. So looks like crude oil might have another 5% or so drop in it. Maybe not quite 5%. And then gasoline. Gasoline's dropping off. So interesting. Okay, interesting. Gasoline filled its gap from that gap up it had. So then Exxon, little gap down today, didn't move a whole lot. Chevron, ConocoPhillips. Okay. BP, MRO. Yeah. VLO. Okay. What was BP? Oh, BP is the one. Yeah, the gap down. This thing gaps a lot. Mostly traded into Europe. Yeah, not looking too bad there. BP's looking pretty good. Discretionary staples. So the discretionary staples is probably going to change quite a bit tomorrow with Tesla's earnings. Either it's going to drop or it's going to rip. It's going to be one or the other. SPY G SPY V starts to looking like it's about to start just dropping off here. Growth value. Q SPY. Yeah, that push higher on the Qs and SPY relationship was that was a little too strong in March. And Q's been very lackluster here recently. I mean, they haven't even taken out this high from April 4th. Be kind of interesting to see what the close looks like. Any major news out there? Stock slip as earnings flurry continues. Okay, that's a weird ass headline. Thanks. Deal slump drags down Morgan Stanley. Tesla cut prices again. All eyes on earnings. Tesla's best in class margins can afford. Probably. Yeah. Okay. Model 3, Model Y price cuts. Okay. Yeah, but I mean the business can afford it, but I mean the stock's gonna get hit because now people got to revalue it for lower margins. Taylor Swift didn't fall for FTX because she asked a simple question. Ha! That's funny. Taylor Swift knows more about finance than all these other suckers. That got trapped. That's funny. That's great. That's hilarious. Go get it, girl. Jeez. Good for you. Didn't fall for the tricks. Travelers. TRV. Okay, looks like Travelers killed earnings. They're up 7%. Basically in line with top. Bottom line beat. Pretty good, actually. That's a pretty good beat there on bottom line. Health Technologies, ABT, Abbott. ABT. Earnings killed it. Crushed earnings. Okay. Beat by 4% on the bottom line. Intuitive Surgical, ISRG. Wow. That is a move. That is not what I want to see from Tesla. I want to see Tesla do that, but the other direction. Nice move here. Revenue beat by 6.5%. Bottom line beat by 2.8%. Okay. Still got a little ways to go back to all-time highs. Up at around the 370 area. So, man, but that thing got dropped off pretty good last year. Okay. What else we got? MDT. I don't know what MDT is. MDT. Probably getting some uptick from probably Intuitive Surgical. Or another company kind of in that peer group that killed earnings. Crushed it on earnings. Stryker Corporation. It's starting to get a bit extended. I mean, it's pretty deep into this run. Been very consistent a very long time. I'd probably be taking off on this move. That's rough. It's gonna be pretty rough to keep staying in on that. EW. There's a lot of medical device stuff out there moving. Edwards Life Science Corporation. Okay. Oh, looks like they got an uptick from Truist upgraded them basically. Okay. So we got an upgrade. They got earnings next week. UNH missed. What's this? UNH and ELV. So ELV. Like health insurance not doing the best. Looks like ELV missed. They did not miss. Views on membership, premium growth raises 2023 profit outlook. Interesting. So they beat on membership, premium growth, and raises the outlook, and their stock drops. Elevance. I don't know. That's really weird. UNH. UNH here. Deutsche Bank raises United Health's price target. Okay, so they got a price target increase to 627 from 617. Like that's nothing. That means nothing. But they're getting hit. They didn't have earnings. Who else had? Somebody here had to have earnings. Humana, CNC. Like Humana. Okay, no, but they're getting hit today. CNC. No. All right, what is going on here? Cigna? Cigna did not have earnings yet. A lot of them have earnings here in the next 2-3 weeks, but they didn't have didn't have earnings yet. But man, yeah, health insurance peeps, they getting hit today. OMC, OC. Yeah, there's some stocks getting hit just out of nowhere. Okay, so OMC got hit. Omnicom Group, they got hit after, or they're getting hit after earnings. They had earnings yesterday after the bell. But they beat on top line, bottom line by 13%. That's nice. Let's see, Morgan Stanley raised price target on Omnicom Group from to 100 from 95. Like that's not a huge upgrade. 103 from 100. A lot of upgrades on Omnicom today. But they are a lot of upgrades, and man, that stock's getting hit. Wow. I wonder if it's like now everybody's in on it. Sorry, monthly. I don't know. That's wow. Okay. That's interesting. Cisco. Largest percentage drop since September. Ericsson stock falls after earnings as 5G spending slows. Ooh, Ericsson. I forget the ticker symbol. Ericsson. Oh, it's literally Eric. How about that? Wait, what? But they already moved. They moved yesterday. Yeah, they had earnings before the bell yesterday. CDW stock. All right, what? So that's interesting. So they basically tell you that there's a slowdown of 5G. Is that handsets falls as 5G spending slows, but is curious. And in particular, companies selling the company's cautionary comments have spurred a widespread sell-off in shares of other network hardware providers, and in particular, companies selling hardware for building out 5G wireless networks. Okay, so this is more of the networks, not handset side. But, but, I mean, what was I kind of tell you is like, okay, we're selling less. Is it you're selling less 5G hands? Like, is it less people going to 5G? I don't know. Less people upgrading? Or are they just already built out the 5G networks? Which it kind of could be that they've already built out 5G networks. Because it seemed like 5G got rolled out very rapidly. I was actually kind of impressed. They got it rolled out pretty quick. Okay. Yeah, let me add. I'm gonna add Tesla. Boom. Add that, dude. All right. Netflix is still down like 4%. See what is Netflix trying to curl up here. First Republic, I could see that thing probably being done for the day. AAPL looks like it wants to push higher. SPY looking kind of tough on the. Not looking like it wants to go either way. Honestly, I can see it. I can see a break either way in the last hour. Q's kind of just hanging out. IWM was pushing a lot in the earlier parts of the day. might pull down going into close. DIA, RSP. Yeah, if Tesla comes out and has a bad earnings, man, that's after today's gap down that got bought up. I mean, it might put pressure on the market. It might put a lot of pressure on the market. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. Let me know if there's anything you want to look at. But as far as there's a lot of things with some very bright colors. We checked out a lot of Disney. Check out Disney. What's up with Disney? Disney doesn't don't have no idea. Disney's just damn. What's this? This is PNC. PNC didn't they have earnings here a couple days ago? Yeah, they did. Looks like they're still just getting bought up. Just had gotten hit so hard over the past little bit over a month and a half, about a month and a half. Looking not too bad on the no, not too bad on the financial records. Let's see. Let me get those balance sheet. There we go. Assets. Okay, so long-term invested assets. I don't know, I'm trying to some non-current assets. So you got long-term. Not to say my math is off, but these five numbers don't equal that. So I don't know what's in non-current assets. So hold on. So total current assets. I have no idea how they do their categories here. I'm really interested in. So 11, 10. So it'd be like 22 or so. 27. 38. 38. Well, I can't even add that. 20, so then 27. So for whatever reason, these numbers don't add up. This doesn't match that, but it does match Q4 of last year. Hmm. It sounds weird. Oh, this is the one they just reported. It's Q1. Dang, that is a drop. You look at this long-term investments and see if we can get any more details. Other investments. Um, dude, that is a drop. Look at that drop. Wow, dude, it is not easy looking at these freaking numbers. Oh, okay, let me do this. Turn that off, and then let me turn this on. Don't worry about the Q4 ones, but look at that drop here from Q1, Q2, Q3 last year, and then look at Q1 of this year. It has a drop off. I don't know what's up with these Q4s. They're just really weird in the data in here. Mmm. Mm-hmm. So that's PNC. How was the let me look at income. How was income? Yeah, it dropped. It dropped. Where's your huh? I don't know. Now I'm just like really really delving too much into the weeds there. But yeah, I saw some issues there on that balance sheet. TFC Trust. I'm gonna see if they have the same kind of deal. Oh shoot, they got earnings tomorrow morning. They got earnings tomorrow morning. Is there another one we can look at? I don't want to look at Travelers. I want to look at a Schwab. They had earnings here the other day. I'm not gonna look at theirs because they're not like a regional bank. Nasdaq did pretty good. Capital One Financial. They're a major bank. It's the same. They're a major bank, but yet they're smaller than PNC. How funny. Ooh, U.S. Bancorp. Did they have earnings already? They did. They did have earnings this morning. They're for how flat they are. That's kind of interesting. They barely beat top line. They did not beat on bottom line. Anyways, I want to look at statements, balance sheet data, assets, total assets. Q4. You know what? I don't think they have. They don't have their earnings data in here yet. Yeah, they don't have their earnings data in there. Dang it. That's a bummer. Well, that's a bummer. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. We can get all this crap in. All right, let me just do this. MTB. Regional Bank. MTB. Yep. Picking you. Statements, balance sheet. Okay. They have theirs in here. So non-current assets went up. Interesting. So non-current assets went higher. Okay. What did liabilities do? I wonder if they borrowed to offset that reduction. Total current liabilities, long-term liabilities. I wonder if they financed their balance sheet with long-term debt. Seems like they might have. I mean, that's a substantial growth there in non-current liabilities. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good growth there. Hmm. Okay. Anyways, let's just wrap up the day, or at least my live stream, my time on looking at the market. Sorry, got a little sidetracked there for a bit. I'm just trying to figure out what the deal is with some of these banks. Definitely saw one. I think it was it PNC. I think it was PNC that basically you did see that drop in their long term assets. That was a pretty substantial drop too. So we'll probably just have to check that here the next week or two on some of these regional banks, see if they're really kind of hurting on that long term asset side. If they're having to mark those down, basically having to liquidate long term assets into short term assets to cover liquidation issues. Just going to be interesting to see if that's going to continue to happen. Anyways, SPY didn't really do much over the past hour. Hasn't really done much. And I mean, flip a coin for the last hour. I mean, I can see it just kind of slowly pushing higher. I can also see it maybe slowly coming back down a little bit, but probably nothing crazy. I wouldn't expect anything crazy. TSLA did pick up a bearish put spread. If it breaks below that 100 moving average, it's probably just going to go. I'd imagine if it does break that, it'll probably break this as well. I like the reward to risk at the 172.50 by 170 bear put spread for this Friday. Picked it up, I think, for 64 cents, I believe. AAPL, yeah, people are still flocking into AAPL like it's going to save them. I mean, there you go. That's all you need to know. It's a lifeboat. Netflix. Netflix did not have a great day. They did not meet subscriber growth, so a little bit lackluster day for Netflix, but nothing crazy, I guess. I would imagine this thing probably just continues to sell down here over the next few weeks. I wouldn't expect a major rally here. VIX has absolutely gotten crushed off today. You're just seeing massive amounts of complacency coming into the market. And that's typically, like, if you're trying to be bearish, that's typically what you want to see. You want to see complacency. You want to see people leaving the bearish side. You want to see fear leaving the market. And then you want to see the market actually start to trade lower. And we've seen that over the past 2 days. We've actually seen the market trade lower between yesterday's high and today's high. So we'll see what happens to the market tomorrow. If it trades a little bit lower and the VIX kind of continues just to hang out, trade a little bit lower, it could be interesting. DXY, dollar pushed a little bit higher, but it looks like it's been retracing some. Retraced early on. Looks like it's trying to bounce now. Okay. 10-year yields pushed a little bit higher. GLD bounced a little bit, which is kind of interesting. Okay, that's kind of interesting. HYG bonds are pulling back a little bit. So we'll see what happens here over the next day, tomorrow. And tomorrow, Friday, is going to be pretty important, I would say, for the rest of, just to kind of see what happens. But, yeah, I mean, Tesla's earnings, I mean, it definitely can move the market just because, I mean, people like to pay attention to Tesla. So, TSLA earnings today after the bell. We'll see what happens. Alpha Hunters, have a great rest of your day. Take care. Talk with you guys tomorrow. Alrighty. Take care, Alpha Hunters.